Good afternoon, good morning, good Erev Yom Tov. This is Gabriel Jackson, and welcome to BJC Mitzvah A, number 82, part 2, using the Sefer HaChinuch, the mitzvah entitled The Prohibition to Render Judgment Based Upon Assumptions. Here we go. And this is sponsored by David and Myra Simon on the gold level. Thank you so much for a refuah shalema for David Avraham Ben Gittel. May you have a speedy refuah shalema. The Chinuch explains why the Torah prohibits the judging of a capital case based upon even extremely compelling circumstantial evidence, such as the preceding case, which we said that the two witnesses saw a guy chasing down somebody else to murder him, but for a second they took their eyes off him, and then they saw the guy was dead, but unfortunately they were not able to convict him because it could be he didn't kill him. You have to have absolute testimony and not circumstantial evidence when it comes to capital cases. So again, that was the case where it is almost certain that the accused is guilty of the murder. This matter is indeed proper, meaning not to convict this person, and it is appropriate for the law to be so. For if the Torah would permit the establishment of the guidelines of capital punishment to be based upon a high probability of guilt, this practice would at times result in the guidelines of capital punishment being based upon even a low probability of guilt, until at times he might execute an individual for something that he did not do. For the spectrum of what may or may not be considered possible is very broad. Know this and understand it well, because it is clearly so. Therefore, because of this risk, Hashem, may he be exalted, closed this gate, i.e. excluded any possibility of relying on such testimony, and commanded us regarding this issue, stating that we may not convict a defendant in a capital case except on the basis of eyewitness testimony. All the precepts of Hashem, blessed be He, are upright. The Chinuch now introduces the second facet of this mitzvah. A defendant can be executed for a capital crime only based upon the testimony of at least two acceptable witnesses who saw the crime being committed. Here the Chinuch discusses the association that the two testimonies must have with each other in order for them to be considered a valid unit of testimony. Also included in this prohibition is the law regarding one about whom two witnesses testified that they each saw him violate a certain prohibition, but the two of them did not see the same act. For example, one witness testified against the defendant that he performed malacha, which is forbidden activity on the Shabbos, and the other one testified that he worshipped avodah zarah, an idol. Although each of these acts is a capital offense, so each witness testified that the accused committed a crime for which he is liable to be executed, this mitzvah teaches that this defendant cannot be punished on the basis of their testimony. As it is stated, the blameless or the innocent you shall not slay. The sages of blessed memory similarly stated in Mechilta to this verse, if one witness testifies against the accused that he saw him worship the sun, and one witness testifies that he saw him worship the moon, I might have understood that their testimony could combine, and it could be considered as two testimonies that the defendant is liable to death for idolatry. The Torah therefore teaches us, the blameless or the innocent you shall not slay. And we will continue this mitzvah, God willing, Tuesday night. Thanks for listening. Chag Sameach. Thank you, David and Myra. Refuah shlema to you, David Avram Ben Gittel. We love you. And God willing, we'll see you Tuesday night.